Attention, please. Ladies.
Larry?
Hey, Michael.
The game's about to start.
I know. I want to watch it. I can't get it.
It's easy. There's nothing to it.
I have trouble with this stuff.
Here's what you need to do. Hold up your remote to the phone. Watch the Yankees on Yes Network.
Hey, it's coming on. You did it. Good going.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Yes.
25 seasons of Yankees baseball on Yes. He loops that to left field. Going to be a tough play. Jeter on the run, makes the play, and flies into the stands. Oh, what a play by Derek Jeter. That one's hit deep to right field. See ya! A grand slam for Hideki Matsui. What an introduction to Yankee Stadium. That one's drilled deep to left field. See ya! 3,000. History with an exclamation point. Derek Jeter has done it in grand style. There it goes, soaring into history. He's done it. 62. Aaron Judge is the American League single-season home run leader. The AL King. Case closed. The year is 2026. The Yankees have 27 rings. What better season to get ring number 28? Coming to you live from one of the most beautiful venues in all of sports, Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. And it is time for baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the Yankees against the Giants in Game 2 of a 3-game set. Opening week is brought to you by Vanguard. Discipline that delivers. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with David Cohn, I'm Michael Kay. Yankees won on opening night on Wednesday by a score of 7-0. And on the mound for them tonight, it's going to be Cam Schlittler. Can he actually be better than he was last year?
I don't see why not. You know, he was very impressive in spring training, even though he got off to a little bit of a slow start with a back issue, but it was minor. And all reports is that he's even more improved than last year. And when you look at what he did last year in the playoffs, that was just remarkable. He, to me, is a preview of what's happening in the Yankees organization with a lot of good young starting pitching on the way. He's the leader of the pack right now.
And his numbers last year, 4-3, 2.96. He threw 73 innings, struck out 84. Opponents hit 217 against him. And who can forget that great game against the Red Sox? 8 shutout innings and 12 strikeouts in a do-or-die game in the wild card. Hey, we haven't forgotten the captain. He's in the lineup. When we come back, lineups, first pitch, baseball, Yankees and the Giants next, right here on Yes. Robbie Ray delivers the first pitch of the second game of the season, and it is a strike to Ball Goldschmidt as we are underway here in San Francisco. The 34-year-old lefty deals a high fly ball, foul, and in the seats. So quickly 0-2 for Ray. It'll be Goldschmidt, Judge, and Bellinger at the top of the order for the Yankees. Yankees 1-0, the Giants 0-1, game 2 of the season. 1-2. Ray, 13th big league season, former Cy Young Award winner with Toronto in 2021. Off the glove of Ray, a rise is there. One away. Take a look at the entire Yankee lineup. This is the lineup that they will see sometimes against lefties. We told you about the top. Stanton cleans up. Rosario at third. Chisholm at second. Caballero plays short. Randall Grichuk, his Yankee debut. He'll be in left field. Austin Wells is catching and batting ninth. Here's Aaron Judge, 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts in the first game of the year, opening night. Swing and a miss. The 4 strikeouts for Judge, he did not do that in any game all of last season when he won his 2nd straight MVP and his 3rd overall. 1-1.
And Aaron Judge had a great spring training too, and then obviously the WBC. Sometimes you got to give the pitcher credit. He makes a lot of good pitches.
1-2.
A little different look from Robbie Ray this year. He's got a little different shape on a slider and taking a little bit more off of it. So the profile and the movement has changed a bit for him.
McCovey Cove. Only one right-handed hitter has hit the ball out there. Elliot Ramos, who played for the Giants. Fly ball right field. Lee back. And he makes the play on the warning track. 2 away. The numbers on Ray last year: 32 starts, 11-8, 3.65.
And let's check out the Nissan pitcher scouting report for Robbie Ray. Fastball up and slider, gets the swing and the miss. He's tough when that breaking ball is landing, and he's real good at controlling the running game. He's hard to steal off of.
Here's Bellinger. Bellinger a .353 average last year against left-handed pitching. So lefty-lefty does not bother him. Now, if you take a look at this lineup, there are righties in there that might not be in there against every lefty, but Aaron Boone explained Ray is the only left-handed starting pitcher they will face on this 6-game road trip that opens up the season. So he doesn't want a Rosario and a Goldschmidt and a Grichuk to get stale as they wait for another lefty starter.
Yeah, and it makes sense. And Robbie Ray's got this type of stuff. He's a swing and miss type pitcher, so he's especially tough on lefties.
2-2. Kind of a cloudy, overcast afternoon. The weather in San Francisco this week has been great. It was tremendous on opening night as well.
I can't get over how beautiful it is here. I mean, all those years of Candlestick back in the day. This place, wow.
Right in on the hands, and it's popped up. Chapman. And the Yankees go down in order. 1-2-3. Yankees nothing. And the San Francisco Giants coming to bat. crowd here at Oracle Park. They're calling this opening day. They said Wednesday was opening night for Netflix, so they treated this as their home opener. And this is the lineup that the rookie manager Tony Vitello has put together. Arise, Chapman, and Devers at the top of the order. And Devers, 120 games against the Yankees, 31 home runs. Adames, Lee, and Ramos. And the bottom of the order, it's Schmidt, Bailey, and former Yankee Harrison Bader.
Cam Schlittler, you could see last year's numbers, 14 starts, really good. Notice the strikeouts, 84 strikeouts. 31 walks, a little bit high, but that's to be improved on. And let's check out the Nissan Pitchers Scouting Report. In upper 90s with multiple fastballs, a straight one that rides, a cutter and a sinker. That is devastating. The hard cutter changes everything, changes the whole look. A big-time arm, a big-time swing and miss arm.
And Luis Arise will start it out for the Giants. And right away, a pitch clock violation. And it's called on Arise, so that's a strike for Schlittler before he throws a pitch. How about that? Fouled away, 0-2.
It's the fastest 0-2 I've ever seen.
After winning 3 straight batting titles, Arise is batting average up to .292 last year. He was offered several multi-year contracts during the offseason. He accepted the 1-year deal for the Giants because they're the only team that would let him play second base. And the 0-2. Foul back. Check out the Yankees defense. Grichuk, Bellinger, and Judge left to right in the outfield. In the infield, Rosario, Caballero, Chisholm, and Goldschmidt. That's third to first. Austin Wells, second start behind the plate. Giancarlo Stanton will be the DH. And the youngster Cam Schlittler is on the mound. You know, talking to people down in spring training, Schlittler had such a great postseason. We mentioned that Red Sox game 3 of the wild card series, and people said as great as he was last year, he's better in spring training. He's showing more. The ball's just flying out of his hand, and can be better than that. Be interesting to see. Fly ball left field. Grichuk will put it away. And there's Tony Vitello, first season as the Giants manager, 2024 National Championship, managing Tennessee. First college coach to become a major league manager without any pro playing or pro coaching on his resume. So it's a little bit of a risk for the Giants organization. .341 and .131 was his record at Tennessee, .722 winning percentage. Can that translate to the big leagues?
And he was hired by Buster Posey, who's thought of as more of a little bit of an old school guy, not a new school theory.
Oh, 0-2. Schlittler, 25 years old. He spent the season until June in Double-A last year, then moved up to Triple-A, and he was called up to the Yankees on July 9th, and what a difference he made. Swing and a miss. Gets him on the sinker. Home plate umpire is Chad Fairchild. The umpire scouting report today brought to you by your local Kia dealers. He's considered neutral, more high strikes on righty batters, fewer inside strikes. He's been around a while, 23rd big league season. Here is Rafael Devers. Shocking trade. The Giants got him from the Red Sox last year. 90 games in San Francisco, hit .236, but he did hit 20 home runs, drove in 51 runs. Those are the overall numbers. Giants were willing to take on all of the big contract that Devers had signed with the Red Sox. 0-2.
Well, you talk about easy gas coming out of Schlittler's hand right now. 99, 100 miles an hour, the riding action, sinking action at times. He's got some weapons with his fastball.
And the 0-2. That one just missed. And it's going to be challenged.
And that's going to be a strike. So much movement on that pitch, it even fooled the umpire.
Well, let's see what the ABS system says. And challenge successful. So a strikeout of Devers. Strong first inning for Schlittler.
Welcome back to Oracle Park. I'm Meredith Morakovitz. Cam Schlittler made quick work of the Giants offense there in that first inning. And speaking to Schlittler towards the end of spring training, he told me he is just so much more comfortable and confident than he was a year ago. Last year, he felt like he was very much learning along the way, trying to work some things out. This year, however, he knows his stuff plays in the big leagues and plays in a big way. Now, Michael, you mentioned the fact that people down at spring training and scouts thought that Schlittler may look better now than he did at the end of last year. One of the things that Schlittler continued to tell me is that he doesn't want to get too comfortable. He doesn't want to get complacent. He believes there's still a lot of work to do. One thing, Coney, he'd like to cut down on is those walks. Also, getting deep into counts. He feels like sometimes he throws too many pitches, and he's working on that slider right now. Matt Blake told me they like the shape of it, but it's about developing confidence in that pitch to right-handed batters in particular. Michael?
Thank you, Meredith. Boy, he looked great in that first inning, David. The ball was really moving.
He did. I mean, as advertised, a three-way fastball with tremendous life on it.
How about a new age inning, a 20-26 inning? It started with a pitch clock violation, ended with an ABS overturn. Stanton goes down on strikes.
It's one way to save your pitch count right there. Robbie Ray on this side looks pretty sharp too as well. That famous slider down and into righties that he's famous for when he's right.
Now, the first ABS challenge on opening night was by Jose Caballero, and he got it wrong. He thought a strike call was actually a ball. The ABS confirmed that it was a strike. Rosario loops one into right center field, and the catch is made by Lee for out number 2. But because Caballero was the first ever in a big league regular season game to challenge, they authenticated his helmet, and it is on its way to Cooperstown. Those are the rules. Receive 2 challenges. Successful challenges are retained. Only the pitcher, the catcher, or the batter can challenge, and they must be made immediately after the umpire's call. And in each extra inning, you get another challenge. Jazz Chisholm takes a strike.
You know, you and I have talked about this new challenge system. I think it's advantage hitters. I think offense will be up. Just my prediction across the board. We will see.
Yeah. 1-1 on Chisholm. Two and one.
But if you squint, Michael, it's like 1980s with a mullet out there on the mound. I used to have a haircut just like that back in 1987. That was my look right there.
Grounded sharply and through. Past a diving Arise into right field. That's first base hit of the game. A single for Chisholm with 2 outs.
It's a nice job of just staying on that slider enough. He's out in front of it, but if you're long through the zone, you can find a hole here and there, and he does. Clearly a threat to steal right here with 2 outs.
Had a stolen base on opening night. Here's Caballero. One and 0. Chad Woodson is the first base umpire, says he checked his swing. Brian Walsh at second. Bill Miller, the crew chief, is over at third. We mentioned Chad Fairchild is behind the plate. Rays had 7 career starts against the Yankees, 3.96 ERA, and they hit 197 against him in those starts. He's pitched for Seattle, Toronto, and here with the Giants. He's in the final season of a 5-year, $115 million deal. And right at the start of that deal, he had to undergo Tommy John surgery. But he did win the 2021 Cy Young Award. Runner goes. Fouled away. Had to protect.
Good jump there from Jazz. We mentioned in our scouting report on Robbie Ray, he's tough to steal on, but you see right there, he's gone, and he's got it.
Well, Jazz has said he wants to be 50-50 this season. Already has 1 stolen base. Got a good jump on that one, but Caballero swung at the pitch. Two and two.
Interesting lineup construction by Aaron Boone, but these 2 guys back to back, the speed part of the lineup.
Good leaning there. A little bit of a hesitation.
That's 2.
Advantage Chisholm. There he goes. Fouled away. Another good jump.
See Jazz getting his conditioning in right here. A couple sprints. Nice warm day here in San Francisco. What a gorgeous, beautiful day to play baseball.
Time called by Caballero. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the second inning. 0-0. Yankees and the Giants, second game of the season. With the win on opening day, the Yankees have had 5 straight wins. Season opener. 8 of their last 9 have been victories. And in their illustrious history, 71-52-1 on opening day. Grounded up the middle. Adames makes the throw and not in time. He was looking at second to get the force there. It didn't happen, then went to first. And Caballero, running hard, picks up an infield single.
A little bit of a hot potato. Watch him juggle it a little bit as he comes up. He's bobbling it. Nothing to do now. No chance. Probably should have eaten it. Nice pick at first base. Complete jam shot. Caballero's going to make it easily. You see him turn on the afterburners at the end.
And despite the bobble, it scored a hit. And here is Randall Grichuk. Late addition to the Yankees at the start of spring training. They wanted a righty bat to play against some left-handers. And that was the backup outfielder that they were looking for, so they get Grichuk. Started his career as a regular, but now comfortable in this role and hits lefties fairly well. Almost threw that one into center. Good stab there by Arise. Two and 0.
Couple of good at-bats has really extended Robbie Ray here in the second inning and his pitch count.
Two and 1, painful foul ball.
Well, you're a veteran hitter, Michael, and you got a 2-0 count. You're cheating on a fastball. I'm going to get it. I'm going to launch it, and you get the slider. And you're way out in front and hit it off your big toe.
Chad Fairchild giving him a lot of time to shake off the pain. Good speed on the bases for the Yankees. Chisholm at second, Caballero at first. Two and 2. There was some thought that Vitello, coming from college, was going to call all the pitches from the dugout like he did in Tennessee. Buster Posey, obviously, veteran, he doesn't want it. And Patrick Bailey, a great defensive catcher, he didn't want it, so they're not calling it from the dugout. Squibb, first base side, caught by Schmidt. Yankees strand 2, and we'll go to the bottom of the second. Let's go inside the Yankee pitching lab. Boy, they've been doing some great work. Clark Schmidt had a breakthrough. See what the ERA is in the last 2 years. Luis Hill, Rookie of the Year, 3.45 ERA over the span. Will Warren made 33 starts, most by a Yankee rookie since 1968. And then Cam Schlittler throwing harder. The season he put together last year, that lab is doing good work, and a lot more in the pipeline too, David.
It's the biggest change I've seen in this organization over the last 5 to 10 years is that they are universally, down through the system, very well coached. And it's starting to produce in a big way, and Cam Schlittler is that guy right now. And certainly those previous examples, and Luis Heel and the Rookie of the Year, but Schlittler's a cut above, throwing the ball 99 and 100 miles an hour in that first inning.
The 0-1 to Adames. And still to come, Carlos Legrand, who was the best rookie in Yankee camp, throwing 103 nice and easy. Elmer Rodriguez, Ben Hess. Yankees are doing work with their pitchers.
Yeah, they have incredible depth in the minor leagues, both on the pitching side and the position player side, with a couple of outfielders that had great springs too. They're down there if you need them. If there's any injuries at all, you can go get Dominguez. You're watching Spencer Jones because the ceiling's so high. If he gets off to a hot start, starts hitting homers, and cutting down the strikeout rate, watch out.
Two-one. 3-1. Adames was the first Giant to hit 30 or more home runs since Barry Bonds hit 45 in 2004. And that was the first year of a free agent deal that he signed with the Giants. Bonds finished with 762. So it'll be 3, 4, and 5 in the Giants' order against the Yankees' big right-hander, Cam Schlittler. Swing and a miss. 98 upstairs. One down.
Well, it's the leverage. Schlittler's 6'6", and his over-the-top release just lends itself to not only power, but riding action with his four-seamer. He really uses his leverage. You know, we can talk all about numbers and pitch shapes, but it's really the release window and how he really leverages his height very well.
Here's Jung-Hoo Lee. And he takes pitch inside. One and one.
I mean, you just don't know what's coming out of his hand, Michael. I mean, that one was a little cutter. We've seen a sinker with tremendous movement. We've seen the riding action at 100 up top. So it really is a true three-way fastball.
Foul back.
And that makes a huge difference. I talked to Aaron Judge about this a couple of years ago, and he said that can give him the most trouble. Is guys who can four-seam it and two-seam it, and you're trying to guess the movement. Schlittler's got 3 different types of movements. So yes, from a hitting standpoint, it's very effective.
Chisholm. 2 down. So that breaks the string of 3 straight strikeouts, but 2 away here in the second. And here's Elliot Ramos. You know, when you really dive deep into the story of Cam Schlittler, he's an unassuming kid, you know, when you talk to him personally, but on the mound, something snaps in it, and he also takes any perceived slights and uses that as motivation. Line drive, it's a base hit down the right field line. That's going to go into the corner. Digging it out of the corner is Judge. He'll fire it in. It's a double for Ramos.
See Ramos' first pitch swinging. Really good pitch on the edge. And you can see him. He just laces it down the line. One thing we've seen from Aaron Judge in right field is that his arm is healthy again. He can throw. We saw it in the WBC, and if needed, it's all the way back. And Ramos takes a look. Plenty of time to get in.
Here's Casey Schmidt. Popped up and out of play. Just getting back to Schlittler's motivation. Before that Red Sox game, he was receiving a lot of hate on social media. He is from Red Sox Nation. That's where he grew up, and his family was hearing it, and he was hearing it, calling him a traitor, and he took that and he internalized it and turned it into a performance for the ages. That one is looped to second base. And Chisholm puts it away. Giants strand one. We go to the third. Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Papa John's. Don't miss baseball pizza. Available for 1 week only. By Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. By the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Feels so right, it almost feels wrong. Only at your local Hyundai dealer. And by the New York Lottery. This could be your lucky play. Beautiful shot on Yes View as we stroll through McCovey Cove and right back into Oracle Park. Great shot. Austin Wells will lead off against Robbie Ray. 0-0 here in the third. Check swing, pitch is high, 1-0. Wells did not have the offensive year he wanted last year. Connected for a couple of hits on opening night. And the talk is that he's so good defensively and he puts so much effort and intensity into the defensive side. It was hard last year for him to compartmentalize, and he's going to try to concentrate on the offense as much as the defense when he's not behind the plate.
He's got a lot more to give offensively. It's a beautiful left-handed swing. He's got some pop. The key is getting good balls to hit. He just chased way more last year than he did the previous year. So yes, controlling the strike zone, which is obvious. We hear that a lot, but for him especially this year, a key point.
2-2. So great to be back with all of you, David and Meredith in the booth with me as well. And this starts our 25th year of Yankees baseball on the Yes Network, which is absolutely mind-boggling that it's been 25 years. It seems like just yesterday we started on that March 19th exhibition game against the Reds from Steinbrenner Field, and here we are 25 years of Yes Baseball. Thank you for being part of the journey, everybody. Check swing. Bill Miller agrees. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Wells down on strikes.
Well, this is what makes Robbie Ray so tough on lefties. You can see that disappearing slider. It looks so good. It looks like it's right down the middle until it's not. It's gone.
One and 0 on Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt in there against a lefty because last year against lefties he hit .336, a .411 on base percentage, and a .981 OPS. He hit .247 against righties. The everyday first base job belongs to Ben Rice. It does. But they will spot start Goldschmidt against some tough lefties, and we mentioned earlier the reason the righties are getting the start today, this is the only lefty starter they'll face on the 6-game road trip.
I think the interesting part about Goldschmidt is he had opportunities to go elsewhere and get more playing time. He had offers, but he chose to come back to the Yankees knowing that he probably wouldn't get as many at-bats as he would in another place.
He really liked the vibe. He liked the fact that they have a chance to win a championship. He liked how he had a voice in that clubhouse. People respected him. Veteran guy, former MVP, and wanted to be part of the running it back. 2-2. High fly ball, left field. And that ball is going to go foul.
I think Goldschmidt is one of the premier elder statesmen of the game in all of baseball. That's how highly regarded he is. So the fact that he wanted to come back to the Yankees and they brought him back says a lot about their intentions this year. You know, and you've talked about it a lot, Michael, the whole running back thing. Well, we'll see how that running back thing works.
Ray deals. Well, it's run it back, David, with a wrinkle. You're going to get back a former Cy Young Award winner in Garrett Cole, who's looked great so far, sometime toward the end of May. You're going to get, health permitting, 32 starts out of Schlittler. You have Weathers, who you acquired as well, so it's a little different, but the lineup is essentially running it back. On the right side, Schmidt is there in foul territory to put it away. Here's Aaron Judge. Grew up a Giant fan. His favorite player was Rich Aurelia. And certainly considered signing with the Giants when he was a free agent. But felt that attraction and the pull back to come to New York. And I think both sides are happy.
Absolutely. He's the captain of the Yankees. When he's done playing, he will go right into Monument Park, among other places.
The 0-1. 0-2 as that got a piece of Bailey. The Linden Lions. That's where it all began. He saw Aurelia before one of the WBC games, and he always says, you know, you were my idol growing up. And Aurelia goes, you're my idol now. The 0-2.
Yeah, Rich Aurelia was just a gamer. You know, he's one of those guys you loved in the clubhouse. Maybe not the most talented guy, but yeah, solid all the way around. Came ready to play every day.
Judge looking for his first hit of the young season. And the 0-2. 1-2. Judge with his third MVP last year now joins Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, and Yogi Berra as Yankees with 3 MVPs. It was also his 4th season of 50 or more home runs. And he could not hold up. And he swings and misses. And this inning ends with a strikeout. We've all seen the movie Marty Supreme. How about Aaron Supreme? What a year last year. 331 batting average. That led the major league. So batting title for Judge. 53 home runs, the most home runs in a season by anybody winning a batting title. And he won his 3rd American League MVP. There is nothing ping pong about what he did. So that is Aaron Judge Supreme. Struggling out of the gate right now. He's 0 for his first 7, but those hits will come. Here's Patrick Bailey as we start the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0.
If his offense ever comes close to matching his defensive ability, this guy could be the best catcher in the game. He's that good defensively.
Fouled away.
Which is another reason why Buster Posey probably said, nah, we'll probably let this guy call the pitches rather than the dugout.
26 years old. He's won the last 2 National League catching Gold Gloves. Now, last year he said he was not a fan of the ball strike challenge system, but now he's come around to it. And the reason he wouldn't like it, he's one of the great framers in all of sports. He's the expert at that behind the plate. Now, if there was an ABS calling every single pitch, I could see how that would eliminate the need for framing, but it's just 2 challenges a game.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, for me, you just have to embrace the technology. If you're a player currently, you can add value to your team by guessing right, by becoming very proficient at reading these pitches and guessing right when you challenge.
The 2-2.
Now we have framing runs in our metrics now. We have batting runs. There's going to be a new category, and how good you are in that category at challenges is going to help you win more ball games or lose more, either way, depending on how good you are at it.
Well, he has 65 framing runs since 2023. That's the most of any catcher in baseball.
Right, case in point right here, Michael. Do you challenge this or not? Schlittler wanted to, but this is where the, you know, because he finishes kind of falling off. You need to trust your catcher on that, and so well done.
Ground ball, Caballero. Throw is high, but Goldschmidt gets it. And there's 1 down. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Yankees, the official source for your Yankees gear. Here's Harrison Bader, beginning his 10th Major League season. Signed a 2-year contract with the Giants, $20.5 million for those 2 years.
The pride of Bronxville, New York.
Attended Horace Mann in Riverdale. Last season with the Twins and the Phillies, 277, 17 homers, 54 ribbies, and OPS approaching 800. And by signing Bader, they moved Jung-Hoo Lee to right field, and he was not a good center fielder, put there out of necessity, and Bader is an outstanding defender in center. Always shown to be a pretty good big game player. You know, with the Yankees in 2022, 9 playoff games, he had 5 home runs and hit .333. Two and two.
He's always been good middle of the plate end. You can tell from his stance, a little bit open. A little more susceptible away from that last pitch you can see off the end of the bat. But if you get something middle and in on the plate, he can turn on it.
Swing and a miss. Upstairs at 98.
Well, the four-seamer with righting action, and we talked about it. You could see that ball just taking off up in the strike zone after sinkers. He pounded a couple of sinkers down and then goes up with the four-seamer. And it's another example of the variation of fastball serving him well and setting up that strikeout pitch.
Here's a Rise. You know, Rise is the perfect poster child for how baseball is not a slave to batting average anymore. Because the guy who wins all these batting titles and has to each year try to get a job, it's amazing. They don't value it the way they used to. They look for slug, they look for OPS, but batting average is nice, but they don't go crazy over it.
Yeah, especially when that's your only real tool. You know, he's always been sort of maligned defensively or hard to find a position, which, as you pointed out earlier, which is why he came here, so he could play second base and get better.
And on his side, the Giants have hired Ron Washington. And Ron Washington is an unbelievably great defensive coach. And anybody he's worked with has given him total credit. And he's going to work a lot with Rise.
A true legend in the game right there.
One and two on a Rise. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Nothing. 2-2. Yankees with 2 hits and the Giants with 1. This guy the other way and out of play. Cooking up something special with Hexclad. Join the hybrid revolution at hexclad.com. 4 seamers. Best velocity. Hunter Green first, Mizorowski second, Skeens third, and Cam Schlittler fourth, with a minimum last year of 1,000 pitches. And when they drafted him, he did not throw like that. He's gotten bigger, filled out. Driven into right field and deep. Going back is Judge. He's there. Cavernous right center. And he puts it away for the final out. They go down 1-2-3, and we go to the 4th. Top of the 4th inning on the Cadillac scoreboard, 0-0. Listen to the music. We don't have a mic out there, so just imagine. What a good time.
That's about as San Francisco as it gets. The look of that band right there.
Read a story today, David, that there was one year that the Grateful Dead sang the national anthem at a Giant game, and Jerry Garcia wanted to meet Willie Mays. They asked Willie, would you like to meet Jerry Garcia? He said no. And Garcia loved it because he hated when people wanted to meet him, and he said, this is great. He just didn't want to meet me. It was outstanding.
Great story. Jerry Garcia and Willie Mays, yeah, that works.
Yeah, this ballpark is located 24 Willie Mays Way here in San Francisco. Great statue of the Say Hey Kid outside. Line drive. It is a base hit over the leaping try of Schmidt. Lee will field. They'll get the ball in. So leadoff single for Bellinger. Play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Well, that's a cheat code there with Judge and Giancarlo, right? Can he do it right now? So here's Stanton. He is 47 home runs away from the magic 500 number. And a lot of people believe if he gets to 500, it'll be impossible to deny him entry into the Hall of Fame. Has an MVP on his ledger already with the Marlins. Fly ball right field. Catch is made by Lee. David, he hit that off the end of the bat, and it drove Lee all the way back. I couldn't believe that.
It's gone at Yankee Stadium.
Yes. We mentioned on the fly ball by Arise that it's cavernous out there in right center. 415. Oracle Park cuts home runs by 18% compared to an average park. The only one worse is PNC, and Pittsburgh cuts it by 22%. This is a big, big yard. Line into the seats foul.
So I remember coming here as a member of the Yankees back in 2000. I think we were the first exhibition game here. Warming up in the bullpens down the line that they've since moved out behind center field.
Oh, and 2 quickly on Rosario.
Every time I come here, I can't help but think about Peter McGowan, the Giants owner at that time, who worked out the first privately financed stadium since Dodger Stadium with LA. It was a remarkable feat.
And this ballpark is so aesthetically pleasing. And they just did it right. And from where they came, Candlestick Park was just awful. And this is one of the best ballparks ever. The story goes that when the Dodgers decided they wanted to move to LA, they needed another team to go out there because they would have been the sole team on the West Coast. And O'Malley convinced Horace Stoneham to look at San Francisco, and they brought Horace Stoneham out to Candlestick Point, and they brought him there in the afternoon where it's gorgeous. He said, yes, let's build the stadium here. And he didn't realize that at night it got cold and windy. It was just a miserable place to play.
Joe Montana liked it during the winter.
Yeah.
Wasn't so good for baseball during the summer.
Candlestick Park. Bobby Mercer hated it. Hated it.
I love pitching there. It's so windy. My slider broke like a wiffle ball. Nobody wanted to hit.
Bobby Mercer ended up in San Francisco because the Yankees made a trade for Bobby Bonds. And Bonds stayed with the Yankees for 1 year, and then they turned around and traded him to the Angels for Mickey Rivers and Ed Figueroa, two very important parts of the 77-78 championship teams.
Ed Figueroa can pitch a little bit. He's a good pitcher. And, of course, Mick the Quick was a great center fielder.
Runner goes. Grounded third base, Chapman. One of the best. As Bellinger moves to second with 2 outs. He's one of the best. Defensive run saved, first in baseball since 2017. Outs above average, third. Those are the Car Shield defensive player profiles right there.
Solid as a rock.
Yeah, his hand bothered him last year, and that affected his hitting, but nothing affects his fielding.
He reminds me a little bit of Scott Rowland defensively. Scott Rowland was outstanding at third with the Phillies.
Here's Chisholm. He's 1 for 1. Singleton second. Yankees have their second runner in scoring position. Chisholm was there in the second. And now Bellinger here in the fourth. 0-0, top of the fourth inning. Oh, 0-2.
One of the keys to Robbie Ray is he hides the ball well. He kind of really turns his back. Got a lot of rotation in his delivery. It's hard to pick up.
One and two. Good take there by Chisholm. The Yankees think that Chisholm is going to benefit from the ABS. He gets a lot of bad calls against him. And that he will be able to tap the top of the helmet and correct some of those bad calls. It's Chisholm and Judge that get the most bad calls. The one thing that a lot of teams in baseball worry about is the emotions of players, that they'll challenge on emotion. They want to have the player remove the emotion before they tap the top of their helmet. Swing and a miss. Chisholm down on strikes. Yankee strand one. Will go to the bottom of the fourth. Say hey. Time for today's injury report, brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Cole, Rodon, Volpe, and Schmidt all start the season on the IL. Encouraging, though, they didn't put Cole on the 60. They kept him on the 15. So they think that he might be back a little bit sooner than some thought. They're not going to rush him, though, at all as we start the bottom of the 4th inning. Matt Chapman swings and misses. Let's bring in Meredith Morakovitz. What's the arrival times for those guys expected to be?
Well, Michael, I think we can agree there is a tremendous amount down in Tampa right now. Speaking of Garrett Cole, he's scheduled to throw in another extended live session, as is Carlos Rodon. Last time out, Rodon threw 42 pitches. He's expected to throw about 50, 55. Both of those guys will go on rehab assignments once the minor league season gets going. Now, Rodon's going to be a combination of building himself up and how he feels on the mound. They're pretty optimistic that'll be end of April, early May. As far as Cole, end of May, early June. Also noteworthy on that graphic, Anthony Volpe. He's expected to start live BP sessions around April 1st. And one guy that is not on the IL but was optioned to start the season is Luis Gil. He pitched on Monday in Tampa, about 80 pitches. He's going to pitch again the 30th, and then he will throw in the minors before coming back here sometimes toward the later days of the week of April 6th, being inserted back in that starting rotation. Michael.
Thank you, Meredith. Here's Rafael Devers. I've got a stat for you, David, that will shock you. All right? Meredith Morakovitz is starting her 15th season with Yes.
No way.
15 years. She started as a 15-year-old, by the way.
It's so weird. I'm aging backwards. Said nobody ever, but that's what we're going to go with, Michael. Can you believe it? 15.
It's amazing. It is amazing. 1-1 on Devers. Giants just 1 hit against Schlittler. Yankees 3 hits against Robbie Ray. The 1 hit by Elliot Ramos, a double to right field. He was stranded there when Schmidt popped up the second to end the 2nd inning. You know, we mentioned that when the Yankees drafted Schlittler, he threw about 90. He was not looked at as a guy that was going to light up the radar gun, but he filled out, put on weight, and also has worked with the Yankees. We talked about the pitching lab, release point, striding, things like that, and he's become a guy who's sitting at 98, 99 all the time.
It's a great point, Michael. Biomechanics are one of the biggest changes in the game, I think, that as a tool for players nowadays, to be able to use the efficiency of how your body moves, and the study of that is a big deal. And players are buying into it because they're growing up with this technology, so they understand it better. How to get your body to move in a more efficient way. The key to pitching, the key to hitting.
Swing and a miss. Devers down on strikes. Now it's time for Discipline That Delivers, brought to you by Vanguard. It's about that guy, Cam Schlittler.
He is absolutely nasty today. He's thrown some sinkers that are just exploding. We know he's got high gas. We've seen that last year. We know he's got a good cutter. We saw that last year. But he fell down 2-1 to Rafael Devers, a great fastball hitter, and just came back and blew him away.
Willie Adames takes outside. 1-0.
He's in complete control so far. And the most impressive part, the 0 walks. The control of the strike zone.
You know, we were all blown away by how he pitched in the playoffs last year, particularly that Red Sox game. But when talking to people, we mentioned this earlier in spring training, they say he's better this year than he was last year. That's how much he's progressed. The ball's exploding out of his hand.
I mean, there's a case in point right there, Michael. That's a 98-mile-an-hour sinker that just handcuffed Willie Adames, who's a good fastball hitter. Completely overmatched with the movement on that 98-mile-an-hour sinker.
Hey, now go to work.
2-2.
It's a guessing game for the hitter. Sinker, cutter, four-seamer. Which way is the ball's going to move? And the key is when a hitter commits to make his swing, The late movement is what the tricky part is for hitters.
Strike 3. Got him with the cutter. 6th strikeout for Cam Schlittler. We're going to the 5th. It's 0-0 here on Yes. Well, celebrate the Yankees' home opening weekend on Saturday night, April 4th, when the Yankees take on the Marlins with Yankees Calendar Night. First 40,000 guests in attendance receive a Yankees calendar courtesy of MasterCard. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. We go to the 5th. Caballero swings at the first pitch and lofts it to center field. Bader, 1 out. Look at this view from the Yes View. This place is extraordinary. It just is. Right on the water in the China Basin, just tremendous.
You think about how close they came back in the early 90s to moving to Tampa Bay and playing in the Tropicana Dome over this. Could have zigged when they could have zagged. You talk about the right decision.
There's Randall Grichuk. 1-0. Nothing here in the 5th. Game 2 of a 3-game set. Yankees won opening night 7-0. High fly ball. On the run is Bader. 2 down. There's Austin Wells. You know, in the first game, the Yankees' 7, 8, and 9 hitters were 4 for 10. Double, 2 walks, 3 ribbies. And there's a narrative that the bottom of the order, you know, is the weak point. Now, when the middle is as great as it is, something's going to be a little bit of a drop-off. But last year, the 7, 8, 9 hitters, the 8th best OPS in baseball. So you can't expect to have an Aaron Judge batting 9th or 8th, but they did do some damage at the bottom of the order. Arise. We'll get Wells, and the Yankees go down in order. We're halfway through. Pitcher's duel, 0-0. It's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Now, today's picture is of Bruce, a lifelong Yankees fan and Bronx native who passed away over the winter at the age of 83. And one of his favorite memories was listening to Don Larson's perfect game in 1956 over the school intercom. Well, we miss you, Bruce. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. Lee starts off the bottom of the fifth by taking a strike from Cam Schlittler. No walks, 6 strikeouts for the Yankee right-hander. He's allowed just 1 hit. It's the only base runner. No, we've had several shots of McCovey Cove, and a source told me yesterday that Meredith Morakovitz and Susan Waldman were in a kayak in McCovey Cove. True, Meredith?
Michael, the only 2 in the Cove. Thank you, Ted from City Kayak, who opened up the whole shop for us so we could take a kayak out and, you know, go on a little adventure.
And was it fun?
It was a tremendous amount of fun. I'm sorry that... There's Susan. There we are. We made it back alive, so that's good. We were going to text you and ask you to join, but I know you probably wouldn't have done that. And you owe me $10 from the last time I was out there. You still didn't pay up because you didn't believe I would do it, remember?
I don't remember that, but if you say it, then I agree. Now, I had a real pick-me-up time. I went to Alcatraz yesterday.
And you didn't get stuck there?
No, it's a sobering place, man. It really is. Two. You know what else I did yesterday, David, which I never thought I would do? I took a Waymo, which was a driverless cab.
With your family in town?
With my family, yeah. That's why I did it, because my son wanted to do it, but I thought I'd be freaked out, but it's mind-boggling. As Lee swings and misses. 3 strikeouts in a row, 7 strikeouts for Schlittler.
How about a look at the curveball? Curveball check. Disgusting. 86 miles an hour after all the high-octane 3-way fastballs. Oh, yeah, I got this one, too. And watch how much he misses that by. At least a foot. I'll say this, Michael. That's a reality show I would watch. You and your family in the Waymo, and then...
and Meredith and Susan.
Yeah, out in the kayak. I mean, that I could not get enough of that content.
If you think about it, if you're fortunate, you're on this earth 90 years, fortunate. And that's just a speck in the history of the world. But just in the years that we've been on this earth, the things that we've seen and experienced.
90 years old, you taking peptides? What are you doing?
I'll take whatever I have to go to 90. But as I was sitting in that Waymo and there's no driver behind the wheel, all I kept thinking, my dad used to have a Rambler. That was the car that we drove around as a family, and now I'm sitting in a driverless cab.
With Charlie in the front seat?
Yeah. The 0-2.
You can see Schlittler's holding back. He wants to challenge every pitch. This is a nasty sinker right at the bottom of the zone. You got to trust your catcher there.
Swing and a miss. That's the sinker. 4 strikeouts in a row, 8 on the game. Now, you saw some action in the Yankee bullpen. That's just pitch count wise. They have not been stretched out all that much, but this guy is dealing just as he was earlier.
The previous pitch that they did not challenge, good job by Austin Wells not to do it. You see Schlittler eyeballing it.
Casey Schmidt swings and misses. Ground ball third base. Rosario. Now that's an impressive 5 innings for Cam Schlittler. 1 hit, 8 strikeouts, no walks. We go to the 6th. Thank you, Bob. Other notes around the majors. Tyler O'Neill, first opening day since 2019 without a home run. Paul Skeens allowed 5 runs in 2/3 of an inning in the Mets home opener. And Jacob Mizorowski, 11 strikeouts yesterday. Franchise record on opening day for the hard-throwing youngster. And Goldschmidt rips one foul. Unless you watch the game, David, Skeens gave up 5 runs. O'Neill Cruz made 2 terrible plays in center field that weren't scored errors. And you know, misjudging a ball is not considered an error, but that played a role in him giving up 5 runs.
Yes, it did. Paul Skeens was not going to go his whole career without a game like that. We all have been through it. It's a rite of passage. There's a random variance in this game that you have no control over, and outings like that can happen. First inning knockouts.
One and two. You know, we've talked about how great Schlittler has looked. Robbie Ray's doing a good job too.
Very good. Throwing a lot of strikes as well.
And there's a base hit down the right field line. And it kicks off the side wall. That allows Goldschmidt to go to 2, and he'll get him.
Well, you talk about nooks and crannies in a ballpark. That has a bearing. As you see, Goldschmidt fights it off, just protective mode. Outstanding hitting, and then there's the nook or the cranny, whichever you prefer, and that allows the double.
Here's Judge. One and one. Judge, fly ball right, and a strikeout. And that one's going to be challenged. So Judge is challenging this. And you know what? He gets it right. Reversed from a strike to a ball, and 1/10 of an inch.
New York has 2 remaining.
How's that for an eye?
Yes. Eyeballs for days.
Wow. 1/10 of an inch. I mean, the umpire can't feel that guilty about that. And that's the pitch that has been a bad pitch called on Judge a lot. The low strike. And this time he tapped the helmet and got it overturned. So a 3-0 count. I think Judge loved that one.
Yeah, 3-0 slider. The automatic fastball days are over. Used to be automatic 3-0 fastball.
Judge checking the board. It says 2-2. He asked Chad Fairchild, who said it's 3-1. Now it's changed. Now it's full. Having trouble. Game 2 for the guy who operates the board. So first base open and a lefty on deck. They are going after Judge. Ray has thrown 84 pitches. Bellinger on deck. 0-0 in the top of the 6th inning. Runner at second base, nobody out. High drive, left field, right down the line. That ball is gone. A home run for Judge. His first hit of the year. It's a 2-run shot, and the Yankees lead 2-0.
Well, mark it down, Michael. The first time Aaron Judge is correct in overturning the call in an at-bat results in a home run. How many times will that happen this year?
There's Bellinger. So 53 last year. This is the first one this year.
Another look, fastball middle in, belt high. And in the words of the great Ken Singleton, those pitches hit the belt, they get belted.
Ground ball, second base, Arise.
You think you can get in there because he's 6'7"? You can't.
Snakes it around the foul pole. First runs of the game.
Did that go up the stoop over there?
I'm not sure. That's going to do it for Robbie Ray. A strong 5 1/3, but he's trailing 2-0. Yankees Baseball on Yes, brought to you in part by Nissan. Hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. By Vanguard. Opening week is brought to you by Vanguard, discipline that delivers. And by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. New pitcher is Jose Abuto, and he deals a ball to Giancarlo Stanton. 2-run home run by Judge. That's put the Yankees up 2-0 here in the 6th. 2-0 on Stanton, who was 0 for 2 against Ray. They got Buto from the Mets last July, 3.90 ERA. Popped up. Schmidt.
Hold the line, hold the line.
And it's into the Yankee dugout. You know, the home run for Judge, his 4th home run lifetime against Ray, 4 for 11. And those 4 all left the yard.
Probably Ray threw him a 3-0 slider and then nothing but fastballs after that. He paid.
Driven deep to left field. Going back, Ramos. Track. Wall. See ya. A home run for Giancarlo Stanton. And the Yankees lead 3-0.
Cue the stat now when Judge and Stanton homer in the same game. What's the Yankees record?
So now 46 home runs away from 500, his first of the year.
Bludgeoned.
He knew it. Ryan McMahon pinch hitting for Rosario against the righty Budo. Couldn't hold up, 0-1. So the Yankee power showing up, their first 2 home runs of the year.
It's just ridiculous upper body strength. Be able to muscle that ball. 108 miles an hour off the bat.
Couldn't hold up, 1-2.
I think those two want to get back to the World Series this year. Get another shot.
McMahon down looking. 2 away.
Keeping Stanton healthy. And those two back-to-back is such a huge key for the Yankees. Their right-handed power. A big deal, and it paid off today against a tough lefty. Robbie Ray, Aaron Judge finally breaks through. Get him out of the game. Stanton follows.
60th time they've homered in the same game. They're 52-7 in the previous 59.
Is that good?
I think so. We talked about the FanDuel home run odds, and those are the 2 odds that we put up. Judge and Stanton.
They are the firewall against tough lefties right there for the Yankees.
Last year, Stanton only played in 77 games, but his production was off the charts. He had 24 home runs and 66 runs batted in. So that means he hit a home run every 10.38 at-bats. And that was 3rd in baseball. And he had an RBI every 3.77. And that's the 1st in baseball. Missed the beginning of the season with the elbow issues, but he's got those under control. So the 60 home runs for those 2 guys that they've homered in the same game, 2nd most for any Yankee duo. They're chasing Ruth and Gehrig, who did it 75 times. 3-2 on Chisholm.
Couple guys as part of the all uniform team too, right? Stanton and Judge, can they fill out a uniform? I mean, that's how you're supposed to look at a uniform, right?
The way you hope to look.
Yes. I was more of a U shape as a pitcher, but a couple of V's right there. Pacing, brooding. Locked in. Cam Schlittler.
Swing and a miss. But the Yankees take the lead. The Bronx Bombers bashing by the Bay. First, Aaron Judge with a 2-run shot, his first hit of the year. And then Stan said, watch this one. 414 feet later, it's 3-0 Yanks. Hey, Monday on Yes, the Yankees opening week road trip continues in Seattle with a 3-game set against the Mariners. Coverage begins at 8:30 with Audi batting practice today in the pregame. Then first pitch is scheduled for 9:35 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Opening week presented by Vanguard. Judge and Cal Raleigh, 2 members of the 60 home run club, will be in that matchup. Schlittler deals to Bailey, who pops it up to shallow right. Who's going to get it? It'll be Judge. 1 pitch, 1 down here in the 6th. Schlittler just at 68 pitches. And that might be it, as Aaron Boone walking slowly to the mound. Obviously not affecting this, David. This is a pitch count relief pitching move.
Could not have gone better for Cam Schlittler today.
Yes, first one of the year is time to name that Yankee, brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. So there's a 5, 325 average, 2,214 hits, 361 home runs. I think I know this one. Started with the Seals, then the Yankees, then the Armed Forces, then back to the Yankees. This is a 5. That might be a clue in itself. 5. Talking maybe a 1 or a 2. Fernando Cruz comes in. And he deals outside to Harrison Bader. He is the splitter king. 49.2% last year with the splitter. Popped up on the right side. Chisholm out. Judge in. 2 down. Judge makes the play. So 2 down. Back to the top of the order, and Luis Ariz. And a strike. Ground ball. Caballero. And a 1-2-3 inning for 2 Yankee pitchers. We'll go to the 7th. Yankees lead 3-0. Hey, T-Mobile members get free MLB.TV. Redeem at T-Mobile.com/MLB. It's an old-time glove there. They don't make them like that anymore. Ford scoreboard, 3-0 Yankees. Couple of Yankee home runs. Two-run shot by Judge. A solo shot by Stanton. Great pitching by Schlittler. Relieved by Cruz, who came on and got the final 2 outs. The Yankees have allowed just 1 hit to the Giants. 1 over the first 6 innings. Buto remains in the game. Bottom third of the order for the Yankees, starting with Jose Caballero. And a strike. Line drive. It is a base hit to left field. Caballero makes the big turn. Now he is a threat to go as the throw comes into second. Leadoff single for the Yankee shortstop. He's 2 for 3.
Trying to come inside, see that sinker, he kind of fights it off, but just getting enough of it to find the outfield grass. Exit velocity doesn't matter on that one. He's thinking about it.
And that one knocks Buto out of the game. Tony Vitello to take the ball. They'll go to their 3rd pitcher today. Yankees have a runner on first. Nobody out in the 7th. Tony Vitello, a lot of scrutiny of his hiring. First college coach to go directly to Major League Baseball with no pro experience. Some that did that. Lou Holtz didn't work out. Jimmy Johnson it did. Jerry Tarkanian didn't work out. Brad Stevens was a good coach. He's been a great executive after coaching Butler to 2 straight Final Fours. There's Vitello. And he brings in Eric Miller, one of 3 lefties in the bullpen for the Giants, to face the pinch hitter Grisham. And Grisham takes inside as he's pinch hitting for Grichuk. Also the lefty, they're trying to hold Caballero at first. And there's one throw over.
And we saw last year from Caballero is how aggressive he is, daring on the bases, especially in this spot.
There he goes. And the ball gets by Bailey. And it's a stolen base for Caballero.
Part of being a good base runner is that aggressiveness, and he has it.
Willie Adames made believe he had the ball. He did not want Caballero to pop up and go to third. So I kind of deked him that it was a throw to second, which it was not. 2-0. And a strike. So in the opener, Fried went 6 1/3 scoreless innings. This one, Schlittler went 5 1/3 scoreless innings. And this is the second time in Yankees history that they got scoreless starts in both of their first 2 games of the season. The other time was 2003. Clemens went 6 scoreless. Pettit went 7. Two on the pinch hitter, Grisham. Foul ball into the seats.
And Michael, you were talking about Max Fried pitching in game 1 of this series, 6 1/3 scoreless. But in speaking with Fried in the clubhouse afterwards, he called it a grind. Felt like he really didn't have his best stuff out there. Aaron Boone called him effectively wild. When I spoke to Ryan McMahon about what he saw from Fried, watching him from third base, he said he's crazy. His stuff was great. He doesn't know what he was talking about. He was still dominating out there. Now, if that's Max Fried without his best stuff, can't wait to see him throughout the season with his best stuff.
Ground ball to second. That moves Caballero to third. 1 down, so a runner on third base with 1 out. So they said he didn't have his best stuff, but he got so many pitches he was able to grind.
Well, that's why he's an ace. That's what you want from your ace, especially on opening day. That, yeah, I'm struggling a little bit. I can still work out of it. I can make adjustments on the fly, and he did. He's got so many weapons that once he gets locked in, he is just unpredictable.
Giants bring the infield in. Austin Wells at the plate, runner at third. Ground ball to second. They're going to come home with the throw, and Caballero is out for out number 2. So that was a contact play. Ball's hit, he goes, and he went, and he got thrown out.
That is exactly right, Michael. You can see off the bat he's going, and once it's fielded and thrown, he really had no chance. So that's the bet you make, that he'll bobble it or he won't make a clean throw. But he did, and he's dead at the plate.
Here's Goldschmidt. Remember Roger Clemens used to tell me, David, that he enjoyed the games where he didn't have that much and he had to grind through to be effective more than the ones where he was dominant.
I agree. There's a sense of accomplishment there when you really have to struggle and make adjustments. That's the real confidence builder. When you have your good stuff, then you just kind of go on automatic pilot and you pitch your normal game. But when you're really struggling, you really have to think more. You have to make quicker adjustments. Emotionally, you're drained after the game more.
Grounded, third base. Chapman charges and gets Goldschmidt for the final out. Time for the 7th inning stretch here in San Francisco. Yankees up by 3. Thank you, guys. 3-7-0 for the Yanks, 0-1-0 for the Giants. Had 3 singles in the first game. They have a double in this one. Giants offense has been shut down by Yankee pitching. Schlittler was great. Judge and Stant with a home run. Ray pitched well, other than the home run to Judge. And the Giant offense, as I mentioned, 4 hits in this series. Cruz still in there, and he deals to Chapman, who fouls it back.
Not a lot of hard contact either off of Cam Schlittler, as you see now. With the lead, their best defensive outfielders now in play.
Oh, and 2.
You know, Michael, I mentioned Cam Schlittler and that 3-way fastball he has. He was 44 strikes out of 60 thrown on those 3 pitches. He just dominated the strike zone.
Three and 1 on Chapman.
With those 3 different kinds of fastballs that you can throw that many strikes with, wow. That's what was so effective for him today.
Three and 2. Bottom of the 7th inning. Yankees 3-0 over the Giants. Second game of the 162-game regular season grind. And there's ball 4 as Chapman walks. Just the second base runner of the game for the Giants. And here comes Boone. Boone signals to the bullpen with Devers coming up. He'll bring on the lefty Hill. Trying to get the answer to name that Yankee. See the numbers, Hall of Fame worthy. And in the big leagues, just played for the Yankees. Number 5, Jolton Joe DiMaggio. So we're starting you off easy, the first game of the year. And he's from the Bay Area. Joe D. What a player. So many home runs of his taken away by Death Valley in left center field at the old Yankee Stadium. Somehow still made it work. Spanned the eras between Lou Gehrig and Mickey Mantle. The 56-game hitting streak. Pretty darn special.
When he walked into a clubhouse, it was regal. There was a regalness about him, royalty. You almost were afraid to approach him, even as a major league player. Much less go ask him for his autograph.
Right. 1-1 on the Devers. Martinez, California. He attended Galileo High School here in San Francisco. 4 seasons with the Seals. Had a 61-game hitting streak. Brother of Dom and Vince. Yeah, I'd say he was pretty special. And David, despite being a power hitter, he struck out 369 times in his career. And that's 2 seasons for a lot of the power hitters now. Just missed Devers. Devers has struck out twice, both of those against Schlittler.
Direct hit. He's okay.
Still 2-2. Runner on first, nobody out. Hill, the third Yankee pitcher. Swing and a miss. Devers strikes out for the 3rd time today.
Yeah, this is sort of, for me, the definition of deception. Tim Hill throws nothing but fastballs. He throws a lot of strikes, and yet hitters just can't pick it up, because his release point is 2 feet and 11 inches off the ground. And when you compare that to Cam Schlittler, who was 6 feet 4 inches off the ground, you can see the windows are completely different. And that's the key for Tim Hill.
Adames way out in front of the slider. He has struck out twice, so the 3-4 batters in the Giants order have struck out 5 times in 5 at-bats. And quickly it's 0-2. And the value of Hill goes up because he's not one that gets hit hard by righties. He comes right at righties as well. He's got the weapons to get him. Strike 3. Adames down looking, and he looked at Chad Fairchild. They haven't challenged yet, and he chose not to challenge.
There's the box. What do you think? By a fraction.
Yeah. But sometimes you could challenge. Judge challenged that fraction. It was 1/10 of an inch, and it reversed the strike call to a ball call. And it changed the whole at bat. Right to Goldschmidt. And Hill comes on and does the job. 7 in the books, 3-0 Yanks. Aaron Judge will lead off the 8th inning. And here in the 6th inning, he challenged that pitch, that slider that was called a strike, and it was overturned. Then he hits the home run, and he said, yeah, it was that low. So he took a chance challenging, but it worked. Yankees 2 for 2 in challenges. Ryan Walker, new Giant pitcher, deals a strike to Judge.
It's very important, as you see Ryan Walker's numbers, and he's got good stuff. It's very important for Judge to have confidence in doing exactly what we saw. The higher percentage that he's successful on, the more games the Yankees are going to win, because one swing of the bat changes the game for him. So overturning a call like that can change the game. So how successful he is throughout the course of this year, it's going to be really interesting to watch.
Strike 3, Judge down looking. Now last year he was victimized by a lot of low strikes. Take a look at StatCast 3D by Google Cloud. And you see all those pitches below the zone that were indeed called strikes. Now he can challenge him and turn around a count. Bellinger takes outside. This is the strike 3 that we just saw. Right at the knees on the outside corner.
Watch Walker throw a baseball too. This is built-in deception. Looks like he's stepping into third base dugout and throwing crossfire. Very extreme. Watch where he lands. That's the tricky part for hitters to pick up because of his delivery and stuff as well.
In 2024, had a great year, and he took the closer role from Octavio Dotel. No, Camilo Doval. And it went back and forth last year. He's trying to regain that form. He's essentially the closer. A lot of people criticize the way the Giants were put together, that they really don't have a very good bullpen at all, and that's going to affect them at some point during the season. Came into camp this year, he wanted to win back the closer role. They bring him in the 8th inning now, so an aggressive move by Vitello just to get him into a game. They have not had a lead to protect. And there's ball 4. Well, let's check out some of today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. So plus 750 on Stanton to hit 2 or more home runs. He has 1. He did that in the 6th, the solo shot. And a strike. Runner on first, 1 man out. Yankees up 3-0. And that one is busted into right field for a base hit for Stanton. Going to third is Bellinger. The throw, not in time. So Stanton fights it off and picks up a single.
That's exactly right, Michael. He just muscles this inside out. When you're that strong, you can hit it towards the trademark and still get a knock. Bellinger's off to the races.
Well, Vitello knows his team's not hitting. He can't afford to give up any more runs, so he's going to take the ball from Walker. And with McMahon coming up, he'll bring in a left-hander. First and third, 1 out. to the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay. David said he bludgeoned it. It was bludgeoned to the point that it got out in an eye blink. It didn't hit the Coca-Cola bottle, but it was a nice ride for Stan's first home run of the year. So Ryan Borucki comes on, and he will face Ryan McMahon. McMahon pinch hit for Rosario in the 6th inning, struck out looking. And the Giants bring the infield in with a runner on third, also on first. Borucki had a good spring with the White Sox, but they told him he would make the team, and they granted him his release, and the Giants signed him the next day. Lefties hit 117 against him last year. And that looked like Fairchild was going to call a strike.
Catcher is challenging the call of ball.
And Bailey thought it was a strike, so he's going to challenge. And this challenge brought to you by T-Mobile.
San Francisco has 1 remaining.
And they missed that one 7/10 of an inch outside, so the home plate umpire was correct.
We always said baseball was a game of inches. More like quarter inches.
Yeah. And there's ball 4. So that's going to load the bases for the Yankees, and it'll bring up Jazz Chisholm Jr. They still bring the infield in. They're worried about that run. Big cut by Chisholm. Now they could elect to go for the double play with the speedy Chisholm. They don't think they could turn it for sure, so that's why the infield is in and not back for 2. One and one. And they are going to
San
challenge.
Francisco catcher is challenging the call of ball.
So Patrick Bailey challenges again. He thought it was a strike, and he's right.
The pitch is a strike. San Francisco has 1 remaining.
So they retain their 1 challenge. So now Chisholm is looking at an 0-2 count. Soft ground ball, Arise Fields fires home and gets the force on Bellinger. 2 away.
It's a nice play by Luis Arise here. Good job by Jazz. Just try to make contact, get it in play. Arise has got to move. You got to get it. You got to set and fire it, and he does. Well done.
So the infield backs up, bases remain loaded, but there are 2 outs, and that brings up Caballero. Caballero 2 for 3 today. Also has a stolen base. Stanton's at third, McMahon's at second, and Chisholm is at first. Eighth inning, 3-0 Yankees looking for more. Two and 0. No place to put Caballero. Caballero came over to the Yankees, had an uptick in his offensive game. He was always good stealing bases, but didn't have a high batting average, but lifted it quite a bit with the Yankees. And he's the starting shortstop as Anthony Volpe continues the rehab from the shoulder surgery. 3-1 on Caballero. So Borucki has to come over the plate with this one, otherwise he'll force in a run. Trent Grisham on deck. Hit sharply and grabbed there by Chapman. And he gets Caballero for the final out. Yankees leave the bases loaded. They lead 3-0. Well, check out the United Destination Board. Tomorrow's game, 7:15, will end this series, and it's on Fox. So, David, they don't want to wear us out. Netflix had the first game. They gave us one. Take a deep breath, and we collect ourselves for the 3 in Seattle, all on Yes. And then the home opener is on Friday, and then back on Saturday and Sunday. So we're back as well. Now let's check out Meredith Moragovitz, who has information with all these off days on the upcoming rotation.
Hey, Michael and David, speak for yourselves. I will be here at Oracle Park tomorrow watching Will Warren get the ball for the first time this season. When it comes to Warren, there is a lot of reason to be encouraged when you look at his rookie campaign. He posted 33 times that season. Impressive to even some of the veterans in that clubhouse. One thing Warren told me earlier today that helped him get over the hump as he was pitching throughout the course of last season was he looked around the clubhouse and said some of those names could be intimidating, like a Garrett Cole, like a Max Fried. He finally realized it's okay just to be Will Warren. He feels like he has enough in his arsenal to get big league hitters out, and for that, it took him a little bit of time to realize that. Now, when we look at his spring, he was extremely aggressive in attacking the strike zone, something that he would like to carry over to the regular season. And David, I know you noticed he kind of changed things on the mound a little bit, moving a little closer to the third base side, hoping that that adds with a little bit of deception. So Will Warren getting the ball tomorrow, and then it'll be Ryan Weathers for the first time as a Yankee, Game 1 in Seattle.
Thank you, Meredith. 1-2, and Ramos swings and misses, and a strikeout for the Yankees' new pitcher, Camilo Doval, former Giant closer.
It's got to be a big day for him to come back home. Certainly is motivated to pitch well. That's a good-looking pitch right there, down and in. You know, to answer Meredith's question, I love the move for Will Warren to go to the third base side of the rubber. It gives him a better angle for that sweeper. So we'll see how that works out.
Pretty nice angle right there. You know, you look at that shot, right, and it actually looks like Disney animation. You can't believe it's real life. But it's real, and it's spectacular.
And it almost didn't happen.
Yep. 0-2.
Whoa. Exploding sinker from Duvall. I don't remember seeing that pitch last year like that. That could be a real weapon if he can harness that.
Swing and a miss. So 2 straight strikeouts for Doval, and Schmidt looked back and said, what was that?
The bottom drops out of this pitch. Incredible. A 98-mile-an-hour sinker, and he's looking at the board going, what was that? Me too.
This guy is such a key to the bullpen. He's the bridge, obviously, to Bednar. You know, you have a guy like this throwing 102 miles an hour for the 8th inning. That's pretty impressive.
Yes, with confidence and conviction.
Yankees spent the winter, all their pitching people, studying video of Doval when he was making the All-Star game with the Giants, and they just noticed a little something that might have been off when he came over to the Yankees last year, and they corrected it during spring training. So far, so good.
Well, he threw a lot of cutters over the last couple of years at high velocity, and this is a different movement profile. Sinker, slider so far. There's the cutter. We saw a lot of that pitch last year.
Well, Yankee pitching so far today, they've rung up 12 strikeouts. Giants doing a lot of swinging and missing. Swing and a miss. What an inning. But Camilo Doval, he strikes out the side. His former teammates go down 1, 2, 3. Yeah, feel like doing that? Why not? After striking out the side, that's the way to go. Welcome back as we go to the top of the 9th inning. 3-8-0 for the Yankees, 0-1-0 for the Giants. Just one hit for the Giants, and that was a double by Ramos in the second with 2 outs. And the only other base runner, a walk by Chapman, leading off the 7th. Yankee pitching has been spectacular. So they have not allowed the Giants a run in the first 2 games. Matt Gage comes on for the Giants, and he will face Trent Grisham. Now, You might have missed it, but Gage was a Yankee for about a week in February of 2024. He was picked up off waivers from Houston and then traded to the Dodgers for Caleb Ferguson. If you knew that, you go right to the head of the class.
Would have got me.
33 years old, fourth big league season. Pitched for Toronto, Astros, Tigers, and the Giants. 3-1. It's amazing how people take different paths to the big leagues. He was mired in the minors for a long time. In 2020, he's watching Lucas Giolito and his revamped shorter arm delivery. And he said, you know what, I might as well give it a try. The next day, he faced his wife, Paige, who was a softball star at Siena, and the delivery felt good. And then he tried in an Indy ball game, and the first pitch was 94 miles an hour, which he'd never done before. And now he becomes a big leaguer.
It's a great story. It's definitely the biggest advantage in all of sports. Any sport is a left-handed reliever. There's just not enough of them.
And you know what he said? I just swallowed my pride and learned. I'd still be stuck in Mexico throwing 86 miles an hour if I didn't. And now I'm here, and it's surreal. Now, in terms of what the Yankee pitching is doing, 17 scoreless innings, second longest season opening streak in team history. They had an 18-inning streak in 1908 against the Philadelphia A's. Hit sharply, this could be two. There's one, and there's two. They double up Wells. New York Yankees Foundation's opening day 50-50 raffle. It's open now. The Friday, April 3rd home opener has a guaranteed jackpot starting at $50,000. One lucky fan will take home half the pot, and the other half benefits the Yankees Foundation. So buy your tickets now at Yankees.com/5050. Now, if you're wondering who the Yankee pitchers were in 1908, the inappropriately named Slow Joe Doyle pitched a 12-inning shutout. Then they got 6 from Doc Newton. (2-0) on Goldschmidt, getting the start against the lefty starter Robbie Ray. Double and a run scored, 1 for 4. Two and one. Bednar getting ready, and that's part of the giant order he'll face. Grounded foul. 2-2.
The big at-bat with the guy on deck. 2 outs. You can get on base and give Aaron Judge another swing here.
Chopped slowly, charging Adames Fields, fires, and a nice scoop there by Schmidt to end the inning. Well, the Yankees need to get 3 more outs to take the first 2 games of the season. Bednar coming in. Well, fans, Yankee games on Yes are streaming live on the Gotham Sports app, included for free with your eligible TV provider subscription. Download the Gotham Sports app now and check out all the great Yankees content, including game highlights, post-game sound, and much more. So David Bednar pitched for the United States team in the WBC. Pitched with the Pirates and the Yankees last year, 2.19 ERA with the Yankees, 22 games, and he just fit in perfectly in the Yankee scene, and obviously with the pressure that's inherent upon a Yankee closer, did quite well. Harrison Bader takes a strike from Bednar.
Yeah, a true three-pitch closer. Fastball, curveball split.
9-1-2 in the Giants' order. Popped up, and that'll be out of play. Hey, this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Fouled away. Bader, Arise, and Chapman. Giants with just one hit, two base runners. Two-run home run by Judge started the Yankees offense that same inning. Stanton followed with a solo shot, and that's the scoring in the game. The Yankees 3 runs, 8 hits. The Giants no run, 1 hit. The Yankees have left 7 runners on base, and the Giants 2. Grounded to McMahon. Nice, sweet backhanded scoop by Goldschmidt, out number 1.
Goldschmidt made that look ridiculously easy, and it was not. McMahon, very good at third, but he just comes up short. And watch the scoop. Nothing to it. And believe me, there was something to that.
So here's a rise. He's 0 for 3. Chopped slowly, charging is Chisholm. And the Giants are down to their final out. Well, fans, after the final out, get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the Manager's Report. That's all coming up on the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame. Crowd of 40,273 here at Oracle Park. And Matt Chapman takes a strike from David Bednar. Giants had 3 hits Wednesday. They have 1 hit today. And a strike, 0-2. What David means, he's got a full toolbox for a closer.
Yeah, and the separation and velocity from top to bottom, almost 20 miles an hour. That curveball in the upper 70s.
Foul back, 0-2. On deck, Rafael Devers. Chapman 0 for 2, and was one of the 2 Giant base runners, and when he walked in the 7th inning against Fernando Cruz. That was to open the inning. Then they brought in Tim Hill. Got the next 3 Giants in a row. One and 2.
Schlittler picked up right where he left off, right? In the Boston game, postseason. He just dominated the strike zone today with a 3-way fastball that was not hit hard very often.
2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Still 2-2.
He's a strong-looking dude, huh? Big back. That was a Tommy Lasorda theory about pitchers. Their back, how strong it was.
Works the count full, 3-2. Just got a piece to stay alive. Bednar trying to save it for Schlittler. And the righty deals. And there's ball 4. Third base runner for the Giants. So the Giants still have a heartbeat, and that'll bring up Devers. Devers 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts in this game. Runner goes, not held on. I'll let him take second. And that scored defensive indifference. Takes away the force. Only the second Giant in scoring position. Now he goes for third. Another defensive indifference, another ball. So Chapman scooting around the bases. 2-0 count on Devers. And a strike. Yankees looking to open the season 2-0. They start the season with 2 3-game road trips, or 3-game road series. 3 here and 3 in Seattle. This should do it. Ground ball, Chisholm. And the Yankees win 3-0. 2 straight shutouts, 2 great starting pitching performances, and the Yankees start the 2026 season 2-0.
Yeah, the pitching just couldn't have been better today. Cam Schlittler was just outstanding, and Aaron Judge on the board after a challenge. So Aaron Judge challenges, is correct, and then goes deep.
First time they started the season with back-to-back shutouts. So Judge gets off the schneid with the big 2-run home run, followed by Stanton. That's all the offense they needed to back up the great pitching by Cam Schlittler, and then Max Fried on opening night Wednesday. Good start to the Yankee season. They'll try to sweep tomorrow afternoon. We have so much more to go, though. So stick right here, post-game after that. Yankees 3, Giants 0. 3-0. Game-changing drive of the game brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
Well, it was a 0-0 game at that point, and Aaron Judge got on the board in a big way. Number 1 on the year. All is right in Yankees universe.
And we'll hear from Aaron with Meredith Morakovitz in the post-game show. 3-8-0 for the Yanks. Just one hit for the Giants. It took 2 hours and 37 minutes. Schlittler pitched very well. Bednar the save. Robbie Ray took the loss. Judge and Stanton with home runs, and Robbie Ray 5 1/3, 5 hits, but he gave up that 2-run home run to Judge. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Jared Ames Boschnack. Join us again on Monday as the Yankees open a 3-game series in Seattle against the Mariners. Coverage begins at 8:30 p.m. on Yes, with first pitch coming shortly after 9:30. Once again, the final score from Oracle Park, the Yankees 3 and the Giants 0. For David Cohen and Meredith Morakovitz,